All right, weather impact is going to start to feel a little bit more like the holidays around here to end the weekend to start next week. But first things first, we've got some rain and some wind on the way today, and then we deal with that system. It moves in on Sunday into Monday, so we'll get you the latest. We're clouding up here in northeast Ohio. Ashtabula is still hanging on to your clear skies, not for long. You can see those clouds moving in from the west. We've got a stout breeze out of the southwest here this morning, helping to warm us up. It keeps our temperatures mild, and you can see some of those sustained numbers coming in between 15 and 25. We've had gusts over 30 at times this morning. Get used to that. That gusty wind will stick around for much of the first half of our day, and then it'll start to trail off as we get towards the afternoon and evening once this front moves through. But here's the front out towards the west. Out ahead of it, we've got this line of rain that will move from west to east. Pretty well-defined line. Once it hits that initial band, that once it comes in, will produce the heaviest rain initially, and then it'll be kind of scattered rain after that, which I'll show you here in a second. But timing this out late morning through mid-afternoon. All right, that's what we're thinking in terms of the rainfall, and then your evening should clear out. That's the good news. National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast. That's what I'm talking about in terms of that initial hit is where you get the burst. You'll have some stronger winds with it. Could have some good downpours depending where you are on the map. That will head east as we go throughout the lunch hour. Here's a snapshot of what your lunch hour may look like. And then it's heading out this afternoon. Here's your commute home. May have a lingering shower or two in here, but the clouds will stick around for a while before those two clear out during our Friday football playoff games tonight. And your Friday evening plans should see the stars as you're on your way home. We're looking pretty good here tonight as we dry out. Not a lot of rain out of it, maybe a quarter of an inch, maybe a little over that if you get one of those more well-developed downpours. All right. Weather impact alert Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. This forecast has not changed in terms of how this is going to evolve. Sunday is going to feature a rainy day, but that rain is going to get colder and colder every single hour as that temperature just drops. Wait till you see that here in a second. Monday, Tuesday, lake effect snow. Not the biggest lake effect snow event we've ever had. All right, this isn't a blockbuster blizzard or anything like that. But we are going to have some snow, and some of it is going to accumulate for some. A lot of us won't end up with any snow accumulation out of this. Here's kind of an early look at how it's going to evolve. Make sure you stay tuned to the forecast this weekend because it's this high-res stuff that changes a little bit, and the details will get sorted out over subsequent model runs. So don't let this be the last forecast you see. But soaking rain moves from west to east Sunday morning. Watch temps from the 50s to the 30s like that. It's going to get so cold in the afternoon compared to that morning, and then we'll have a mix of rain and lake effect snow. And then by Sunday night, it's all lake effect snow. So that means a lot of spots won't be seeing snow, but then we'll have a couple bands that try to develop. They don't look to kind of sit in the same area for too long. They'll kind of waffle back and forth. So that will limit huge totals out of this. But we could have some slippery travel Monday morning as the system slides through. You can see all that snow sticking around Monday into Tuesday as these bands start to head out towards the east. Thinking a trace to maybe an inch or so outside of the snow belt, and then several inches are possible in that snow belt. Again, stay tuned to that forecast this weekend. Union Home Mortgage 10-day. Here's your weather impact alert Monday, Tuesday, warming up by Wednesday with...
All right, so let's get a little bit more on this cold impact that's coming down here. First shot of this real Arctic air that we're expected for the season. Low pressure is going to drop right down. And if you got family or friends, you know any snowbirds that headed south, try to escape the cold before it ended up arriving? Oh, it's coming down for them too. It's going to get cold all the way down to the Carolinas, even into Florida, but nothing compared to what we're going to experience with wind chills probably Monday morning down in the teens. It's a pretty impressive early season shot of some chilly air. 40 degrees, the high temperature for Sunday. And again, it's going to come with that rain, snow burst. For Monday, a few lingering snow showers. Could even get some lake effect off of Lake Erie the way that the wind is lined up. Shouldn't be anything that really piles up, but you're still going to see a few snowflakes early Monday. Veterans Day Tuesday, 42 for the high temperature. Still think we jump back up a little bit next week, at least getting towards the 50s with a little bit of a quieter weather pattern there to end the week. That's the latest on this morning's 10-day forecast.
Here's our 10 weather impact headlines, though. Let's start with that. We are looking at a mild and dry start, but by later this afternoon, we've got changes and a big drop in temperatures. You can see I've got a couple of rain icons Friday and Sunday, but then snow icons going into Monday. So we're going to get back and talk to that in just a bit. But I do want to start off with the bus stop forecast because make sure your kids have their rain gear for the second half of the day. So it may not be a rainy start, but by the time they're heading home from school, we do look to have some scattered showers and maybe even some isolated thunderstorms in the forecast. And that's going to come with some wind before we do get to our weather impact for Monday for some light snowfall. But I do want to show you the current wind speeds right now because it's already starting to pick up. So there will be a wind chill. Right now the temperature might be, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, 44. It'll probably feel like we're in the mid to upper 30s here in some of our gustier spots. But the peak color, well, I can tell you, as we move forward, we typically, I'm just going to show you where a lot of us are past peak, but where there's still some colors, you might want to check that out. But let's go through the hour by hour. I do want to show you this because here's the late morning. You can see those showers starting to come a little bit earlier. Again, might have a rumble of thunder mixed in there. As we go into the afternoon, here's 2 o'clock. And then you can see the second half of the day as we get to about the 6 o'clock hour, maybe a few stray showers, but for the most part, things should be wrapping up for us. And then we have a drier night ahead. But I do want to skip ahead to look at the forecast for Sunday. Saturday's actually looking to be a good forecast. And you can see further to the north, some snow starting to come. I mean, this is going to be more of a heavier, wet snow. It's not going to be a very big accumulation event. More so that it'll be up in the north for the Great Lakes regions. But that's something we're keeping our eye on as we go into Monday. That could be our first snow of the season. The question will be, do we get accumulation or is it just the first snow of the season? So be very interesting forecast by Sunday into Monday. But you know what, Sunday, that's just a good day for some chili, good day to hang out, watch some football indoors because it's going to get pretty cold for Monday morning.